Who says you can't be a boss and a bully and a prostitute at the same time? Stay tuned. God bless you. Thank you for joining me on Morning Nuggets. This is yours truly, Pastor Nate, and it is my absolute pleasure when I can come and speak with you. I pray that you all had a blessed weekend, and I pray that you find this video a blessing, and I pray that this video finds you well. If you haven't subscribed, by the end of this video, if you like what you will have heard, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. We'll be glad to have you part of the smart family in 2022. Who says you can't be a boss and a bully and a prostitute at the same time? Friend, there's a lot of scuttlebutt out there. There's a lot of talk about this young man. The young man's name is ZT. I have no issue with ZT, but it was found out that, or allegedly, that he was escorting. That's what everybody was talking about. Escorting. I call it prostitution because when you escort, you're having sex in exchange for payment. That's what prostitution is. And there are some escort services out there that provide a service for sex for payment. Now, I'm not going to condemn that profession. That's one of the oldest profession there is. It went on way back in the Bible days. Although I don't condone it, I don't condemn it. Because sometimes people just have to do what they have to do to survive. Hear me, friend. Again, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, just think, many of you were put in a situation because you had to feed your children. Oh, y'all ain't gonna like this kind of teaching. I didn't say it was right, but nobody's perfect. We don't know what the reason is or why a person has to sell themselves to get money. Think about it. Now, is it right? No. We do a lot of things that's not right. If you go to the Bible, there were women in the Bible who were prostitutes. There are many reasons why people engage in prostitution. Many people regarding this situation that we're talking about regarding a young man think that it was because the young man needed money to pay rent. That's what I've heard. But we're not sure. We don't know. Now, he says he's a boss and a bully. Now, for those of you who don't know what a boss and a bully is, that's somebody who's got it going on. You got a good job, you got money, you got power, maybe fame. So it's like, it's a contradiction there, you would think, because that's what the YouTube streets are talking about. How you a boss and a bully and you selling yourself to get money. Well, friend, it's not always the case where someone needs money when it involves prostitution. And in scripture, sometimes people like to exercise their power and control. We had kings and queens in the Bible who were involved in sexual activity just to exert their power. Some people were forced into prostitution. Oh, y'all don't like this. When I thought about this, there's a scripture in Ezekiel 16:15-16 that talks about a prostitute. It mentions the fine clothing that she had. It mentioned the fame that she had. So she was known. So if she was that busy and she had that much popularity, no doubt she had money. So I believe she was involved in prostitution because of power and control. Maybe to see how many people I can sleep with. But in that particular situation, that scripture, she didn't do it because she needed money. Of course, it was symbolic of Israel because God had given Israel everything that they needed, but they still went a whoring after other gods. They still went into prostitution, so to speak, as if God wasn't good enough. That's symbolic of what was going on there. But it's mighty strange that scripture is talking about a woman who basically had everything. So there was no need for her to prostitute and get money. So in that sense, it might have been a situation of power. So we don't know the reason why, if that young man was involved. It could have been because he needed money. It could have been because he wanted to exercise his boss and a bully. Y'all know when we're young, how many people you can sleep with. You know, it was a contest sometimes. That's power, stroking your ego. It could have been that, allegedly, if he were involved in that. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what went on. I'm just going by what people were talking about and just trying to bring some perspective and balance to the situation to allow us to look at it from many different perspectives. You can be a boss and a bully, and you can be a prostitute. In the Bible, prostitution was frowned on, and in some instances, prostitution wasn't frowned on. Y'all remember Rahab? Rahab was a harlot. In that instant, prostitution wasn't frowned on because she helped the spies, Joshua, y'all remember, to conquer the land, Jericho. That was a good deed. God used her so that Joshua and Caleb could take over the land. And she was a prostitute. Mary Magdalene. Some seem to think she was a prostitute. Jesus cast out devils out of her. I didn't specifically see where she was, but typically back then when women had evil spirits, or if the people in the community referred to this woman as a sinner, a lot of time it was prostitution. The woman who washed Jesus' feet with her tears and dried his feet with her hair, the Pharisees, the people, they were criticizing that situation. They said if Jesus was a prophet, if he knew who this woman really was, he probably wouldn't allow this to happen. So the implication there was this woman was a prostitute. So Jesus hung out with a prostitute. Yes, he did. He healed him. He delivered him, because there's no way you can follow Jesus and be the same. Mary Magdalene wound up being there following Jesus, one of the best followers. Probably followed Jesus closer than the disciples did. I mean, she was there during the crucifixion. She was there at the tomb. She was one of the first women there when Jesus appeared. Jesus came back to her first, and she went and told everyone. Come on, y'all. So she was empowered. Those women were empowered. They were a boss and a bully, so to speak. Again, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying we've all been somewhere. We've all got a background. There's nothing that we have done that God cannot change. So don't judge the young man if that's the case. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments in the comment section. I pray that this exhortation bless you on this morning. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time.